Hey, this is No BS CS, a channel where we teach you how to become a software engineer without a Bachelor's of Science, BS in Computer Science, CS, or any degree whatsoever. In today's video, we'll be continuing our exploration into HTML by exploring how to create links and lists on an HTML web page. So let's get started. So I have my text editor open here. Again, my preferred text editor is Atom. You can find a link to download that in the description, and as well as the notes from this video in the description as well. And once I have Atom downloaded and opened, I go up to the menu bar and create a new file. With the new file open, I save it as mythirdwebpage.html in lowercase. And this part right here, the mythirdwebpage, can be called whatever you want. The only important thing is that the file name ends in .html. So if we save this now, we have a new web page or a new HTML file. And like every other HTML file we wish to create, it's got to start with this doc type declaration. And once that's up there, we hit save. Right now, nothing will happen if we open this page. We need to include HTML opening and closing tags, and then all of the contents of this document must go between these tags. So HTML documents have two parts, a head and a body. Head and a body. And the head is responsible for containing more of information for the browser. That being said, the tab title right here goes in the head of the document. So we put opening and closing title tags, and this my third web page is what we're going to title the tab. So we're going to be exploring links. To create a link, we use an anchor tag, which is just the A tag, and then we follow A by what we want to link to. So if we want to link to google.com, we specify that with href. Href is just what you're going to have to put. Can't tell you what it stands for, but we maybe it's hypertext reference, but it doesn't matter. But href equals, and then whatever we put in between these quotes here is what we get a link to. And it's important to preface your website name or whatever with https : or http : and then the address of the website, so google.com, for example. If you do not put this and you put www.google.com or anything other than, and whatever, it doesn't matter. If you don't start with https : or http : your link will not work as you expect it to. So we will now close this tag, and we will put some text in between. And this text, when we click on it, will now take us to google.com. So I've saved this file, I go to my desktop, and I open my third web page, and we see some text in between. It's underlined because it's a link, and we click on it, and we're taken to google.com. The other thing we can do is we can put target equals underscore blank after href and after the closing quote to specify that we want this web page or this link to open a new tab or a new browser or browser window, depending on the browser. So Chrome, when it sees target equals underscore blank, will open a new tab. Some other browsers will open a new window. And you really can't control that. So if we refresh the page now and click some text in between, we're taken to Google in a new tab. So that's pretty cool. One thing I'd like to clarify is that this target equals underscore blank can go before href, doesn't matter. So now if we refresh the page, click on this link, again, we're still taken to google.com. So another thing to clarify is we can have anything we want in between these anchor tags. We could have an image, which we explored in the last video. It does not matter. all that matters is whatever you put between the opening anchor tag and the closing anchor tag will be a clickable link to the href or the file or website you specify. I say file because this can take a relative path. If that doesn't make sense to you right now, don't worry about it. It's not that important for today's video. However, I'll show you something real quick. If we do not put https:// and we just put www.google.com and refresh the page and click on it, it says your file was not found. And that's because it's mistaking this for a relative path. Again, we'll go into what that is in a later video. But now we save and refresh, and we're taken to Google. So the other topic of today's video is ordered and unordered lists. Ordered lists are lists that are numbered, and they're specified with OL tags, and unordered lists are lists that do not have numbers and instead just plain old bullet points, and they're specified with the UL, unordered list tag. So if we save this file now and refresh the page, we won't actually see anything, and that's because, sorry, I hit save on the browser. And the reason we don't see anything is because these only specify how to treat the items within them. So because there are no items between the opening OL tag and closing OL tag, and similarly the opening UL tag and closing UL tag, we do not see anything on the page. But to include items in our list, we have an opening LI tag that stands for list item, and closing LI tag, and this will be our first bullet. Will now be the first bullet in this ordered list, and it will be prefaced with the number 1, which is what we see. If we duplicate this line by using Command-Shift-D in Atom, and then say this will be our second bullet, we will now see this will be our second bullet as bullet number 2. I'd like to clarify, whatever we put in here does not have any impact on the ordering. That is, the ordering is determined by the order in which you place these LIs. So if we were to make this is our second bullet and this is our first bullet, this will be number 1 still, and this will be number 2 still, because this appeared before this in the document. So if we refresh the page, we now have this confusing thing where this will be our second bullet is numbered 1, and this will be our first bullet is number 2. So let's fix that real quick. And another thing I'd like to point out is that we can put whatever we want in between these LIs. We could, again, put anchors, like an anchor tag like this. And let's say this is Google. Again, we don't need to say this is Google. Whatever we put in here will be clickable and take us to Google. But now we expect our second bullet point to be highlighted, and then when we click on it to be taken in a new tab to google.com. So we click on this, taken to Google, and again, it's number 2. So the cool thing about these LI tags is they're completely ambivalent to whether they're put between OL or UL tags. So if we put this LI tag, or we take these same bullets or list items and we put them between this unordered list, they will still appear on the page. They simply will be prefaced with a small dot instead of 1 and 2, which is what we see. So that's very cool. We've completely covered lists and unordered lists, or ordered lists and unordered lists, as well as links. I don't really have anything else to show you for today, so I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you're feeling more confident than ever in your ability to become a software engineer via this YouTube video series, despite your lack of degree or any other sort of whatever. Doesn't matter. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and perhaps spread the word. Really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day. In the next video, we'll be pretty much closing our exploration into HTML by exploring tables as well as divs, and then following that, we're going to be looking into cascading style sheets, commonly abbreviated as CSS, and that will allow us to style our web pages a little nicer, so we won't have these Craigslist looking sites anymore. After that, we will be getting into JavaScript, then we'll be getting into Ruby on Rails and SQL, and we will conclude this video series with React, which is a front-end framework. Don't worry about that for now. And then data structures. So thank you. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day.